Alright guys, so the title of the video is Learn the Lesson Right Away. So a lot of people, right, I believe that everything happens for a reason. Everything in life happens for a reason and for a purpose. You know what I'm saying? Like it could teach you a life lesson. Maybe it's trying to teach you, stop drinking alcohol. Maybe you're, I don't know what it is, but everything happens for a reason. You have to sit down and analyze and think about what the hell is God trying to teach me? What is the universe trying to teach me? What is the life lessons that are trying to, wake me up and trying to change me into a better person? So learn the lesson right away. A lot of people nowadays, right? For example, like I was talking to like one of my other friends one day, like this girl, and she was like, "Oh, I wanna stop vaping. I wanna stop smoking." So I'm like, "Okay, stop smoking then." And then after that, a year later, "Oh, yeah, I'm still smoking, but now she has health issues, and now she needs to go to the acupuncture and like whatever, do some natural holistic shit to take care of her health." I said, "Bro, a year ago, you already told me. You already knew the lesson. You already knew that smoking and vaping is bad for you. It's gonna affect you in your health. It's gonna affect you, in your mental, like your mentality. Like you gotta be dependent on a substance to make you feel better or to calm yourself down or to help. You know what I'm saying? It makes you lazy. Like there's so many bad things about those kind of things, right? Smoking, vaping, whatever, etc. So I was like, you already knew the lesson, but you didn't learn. You didn't. You learned the lesson, but you didn't apply it right away to your life. So now you're in this situation where you're fucking what now? Oh, now I'm gonna take it serious. So a lot of people, right? Although they do learn the life lesson right away, they don't apply it to their life right away. So, like for example, shit. I remember when I got sick for 2 months, and this was in 2022, right? I was only 19 years old, and at that time in my life, I was stressing out. You know what I'm saying? I was working 3 jobs. I was working at my high school job, working at Taco Bell, working at this car rental company. I was trying to do YouTube, but YouTube wasn't even helping me. So I was like, fuck YouTube. And then from there, I was driving cars, and I was with my girl traveling here and there. I had a lot of stuff going on, like personally, that I was like, fuck, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was eating like shit. I wasn't taking care of my health, and it got to the point where I got sick for fucking 2 months during that summer of 2022. I was like, oh, bro. I was like, fucking, like, I had like bad stomach virus. Like, I was sick. I lost like 20 pounds. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I couldn't even move. I couldn't even eat. Every time that I tried to drive the car, I was getting nauseous. I was like, oh, hell no, right? So, anyways, it got to the point where I was home for 2 months. And when I was home for 2 months, I said, you know what, God? I believe this is all happening for a reason. What are the life lessons that you're trying to teach me, God? You know what I'm saying? So after a while, at the end of the summer break or whatever, I had to go back to work on August, right? So I was working at this high school job, and so we had 2 months off, right, during summer, because if there's no students, there's no work. So we were on unemployment, and I already quit Taco Bell. I quit the fucking stupid ass driving job. So I was working at this one job only. And so I remember I was on unemployment during summer. I got sick, so that was good timing, right? You could see why like everything kind of happened for a reason. I got sick during those 2 months of summer. I didn't have to go to work. I was still getting paid. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have to call out or do anything. So by the time, right, I kind of got better in August. I went back to work. But as I was analyzing throughout the years, I was like, what the hell did I learn from those 2 months? And already, right, I already knew what it was, like why I had to go through this at the end of the summertime, like in end of July. I was like, oh, yep. Yep, I understand now. But throughout the years, I was still thinking about it, and I was like, oh, fuck. So, number one thing that I learned from that whole situation was that I gotta take my health serious, all right? That's number one, right? The basic thing. Take my health serious. Cut out fast foods. I cut out bad habits. I cut out negative thinking, because negativity, if you think bad, right? If you think bad all the time, you're always negative. You're always depressed. You're always, worried and stuff like that. It's going to manifest into something physical, and that's your body. So your stomach is going to fuck up. You're probably going to get health issues. You're going to weaken your immune system. You're not going to think straight. You're always going to be worried about the wrong thing. So when you think bad, it's pretty much your body's gonna perform bad, right? If you think like shit, your body's gonna be like shit. So already at the time I was like, okay, stop negative thinking, stop eating like shit, start taking my health serious. Another thing that I learned was focus on God, have more faith, because times like this when like, what am I doing? I don't know what to do. There's nobody to help me. You gotta call out to God. You know what I'm saying? God gotta be the one to protect you and keep you strong. So it got me closer to God. It got me praying every night. Like, okay, God, let's go. Let's help me. Get better every day. Keep my faith strong. And also, it taught me a lot about my mental resilience. I'm like, bro, if I could handle not eating for 2 months, right? I only eat like toast and eggs. At one point, I was only eating like toast, like one meal a day. If I could handle that, that made me more mentally stronger, bro. I was like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? If I could handle getting sick for 2 months and suffering and struggling and all this, it made me much more mentally stronger. I knew that the next time if I was ever to go through this shit or like, something worse or, whatever that it was that was thrown my way, I know that I could handle it because my mental resilience has built up even more from experiencing this. So I was like, okay, cool. I'm more mentally resilient. I'm more, I have more gratitude and appreciation of my everyday life. You know what I'm saying? And then from there, it was like another thing that I really, really learned was I gotta start really focusing on my businesses and make money and be my own boss. Because what if one day, right? What if, like, hypothetically, I got so sick, I got so brittled, I wasn't focusing on my health, and then what if I couldn't show up to my 9 to 5 jobs? How am I gonna get paid? How am I gonna make money to take care of my family and do this and do that if I'm sick and brittled, right? So it got to the point where I was like, oh shit. I gotta start focusing on YouTube again. I gotta start building up my social media presence. I gotta start focusing on the business that I said I was gonna work on, but I didn't work on it. So it got to the point where I started taking like everything serious. And I'm so glad that I learned the lessons. I'm the type of person where I love to reflect. If I got hurt, if a girl broke my heart, if my friend betrayed me, if I was, something happened, I got sick for 2 months, I love to be reflective. So I sit down and I say, you know what, God, what the hell? Why did this happen? And after a while, right, I get answers. I'm like, oh shit. Oh, no wonder this happened. This is all meant to be, right? So I love to reflect and I love to think back, okay, this happened for a reason. What is God? What is the universe? What is the world trying to teach me? What are the life lessons that whatever that I went through is trying to teach me? I learn it right away. And I've been like that for like since I was like 16, 17. I'm just very reflective of my life and I love learning. All right. So whatever bad, small, good thing, whatever that it is, what are the life lessons that's trying to teach you to make you a better version of yourself? So learn the lesson right away. And not only learn, because a lot of people, they do know what the right thing to do is. They know that, okay, I should stop drinking. I should stop drinking and driving because the last time I crashed my car and the police arrested me and I got my license revoked. They know what the lesson is, but they end up doing the same thing again. So they learn the lesson, but they don't apply it to their everyday life. They don't practice it. So a lot of people, right, they probably get step number 1 down. I learned the lesson. I know what's right from wrong. I shouldn't be doing that. I shouldn't be going out and speeding and drinking and driving. I shouldn't be hanging around this friend who always gets into fights and gets into problems that might affect me and blah, blah, blah. They know what the right thing to do is, but the fucking problem that they make all the time, the mistake that they make is they don't apply it to their life every day, right? They don't apply it. They learn the lesson, but they don't apply and practice it. So a lot of people, like my friend I was talking about, vaping. She knew what the lesson was. She told me herself, I'm gonna stop vaping. A year later, oh, I'm sick now. I gotta go do this and I said, bro, you knew what the lesson was, but you just didn't practice it and apply it to your everyday life. So once you guys learn the lesson, right? Maybe you didn't make the football team. Maybe you got your heart broken. What's the reasoning for this? Maybe you lost all your money. What are you gonna learn about it? Okay, once you figure out the lesson, once you self-reflect and you analyze, okay, what the life lesson is, then from there you gotta make a change. You gotta apply it to your everyday life. You say, okay, I know vape is bad for me. Okay, you learn your lesson. Now stop vaping. Stop. Right? Apply it to your life. Don't be going back and vaping again. Don't be out of drinking alcohol and speeding and driving. Like, that's the lesson already. Stop that shit, guys. All right? Apply it to your life. So, learn your life lesson, apply it, and practice it every day and make improvements to be a better version of yourself. Okay? Anyways, guys, I'll see you guys later. Yes, sir.